The College Park Skyhawks finished today's game 105-101 against the Toronto 905 Raptors. And in case you're wondering, I'm Pretty Girl Des with Pretty Girls of Sports, always collaborating with MTMV Sports, and I have a special guest with me, my brother in media, Mr. Miles Austin, and he is a part of the Full 94 podcast. So make sure you like and share and subscribing, not only to PG Love Sports, but also to his podcast as well. We are here to talk about the College Park Skyhawks. So tell me, how they look today?
I think they look pretty good. I think the what you saw in the first half was offensive schemes were there, defensive schemes were there, just couldn't hit shots, weren't making shots. So when you get to doing your schemes and doing what you got to do, I think the Skyhawks ended up doing what they should, ending the game obviously with a 5-1-1. They didn't do that until the fourth quarter, so it took the whole game.
They started to be real explosive during the fourth quarter.
Sure.
And that's something that they have been really good at, though, their offensive scheme. They've been working on that from the beginning of the season. I remember I spoke to Coach, and he was saying they're really good on, getting points and getting on the board, working on defense. Obviously, they had a little better of a defensive scheme. 101 points probably wouldn't be there.
Sure.
But this team is not an easy team to defeat, even though they have lost to them, I think now maybe 5 times. So they played hard, though. The Raptors played hard to me. I feel like today they looked way better than they did on Thursday. They came out and had a little bit more grunt, a little bit more grit to them. They were playing a lot. There was a lot of heated back and forth the entire game.
For sure.
That's kind of what made the game exciting to me.
Because
after a while, it's like, okay, you guys are running back and forth doing your thing. Yeah. But you can definitely tell that they've been playing each other for quite some time, and they just went over each other.
Yeah, definitely. I think what we liked most is you saw the chippiness. You saw the atmosphere felt a little bit different in here. As you see, Reggie ended up getting thrown out of the game for just talking and going back at players. So Kobe went down there, leading scorer went down earlier in the game. That's where you had players who had to step up. I think when you talk about people who are just fighters and they're running and they're trying to get it done, Coach Smith came out in the second half with a great defensive scheme. They went to zone play. The Raptors really had a hard time scoring on that. The defense ramped up. And that's how you get back in the game. They were down all game. So, they showed up and they showed out.
Yeah, I definitely think sticking to what works, especially when they started to implement it, that's when it's like, wow, this should have been happening all game. Because once they started, especially that third and fourth quarter, they were on fire. It was like, okay, now this is the team that I've been watching for so long just to see how they have been progressing. Yeah. But I will say they have some really key injuries. They've already had an inactive roster that was pretty hefty, and now they're adding, 2 additional players. So, I hope their next game is Thursday, so I hope they can pull it together.
Yeah. They got to step up. That's the thing. When you have your leading scorer go down, you have players to step up, and we saw that today. Chris did his thing. I think he ended up with 23, 9, and 2. But that type of effort is going to take. And you have Kobe, who's their leading scorer, go down the way that he did. It was a hard, nasty fall earlier in the game. Still haven't really got an update with it if he's in concussion protocol or whatever that looks like. We're going to figure that out. But they played an amazing game, ended up winning the game, obviously 105-101. People have to step up and moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to see what they do in this next game, especially if their leading scorer is out. So just imagine, can somebody else step into that position and really show, I'm here to play. I'm going to be the leader on this team.
Agreed.
Yeah. So any last things you want to say before we head up on out of here?
Yeah. I'm just excited to see who steps up. I think moments like this are what players, especially in the G League, looking to get to the NBA, look for moments just like this.
Yeah.
Kobe, who's leading with over 30 points a game, is out. So who's going to step up? Who's going to replace that? Where the points going to come from? I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, you've heard it from not just me this time, from him too. Make sure you are liking, sharing, subscribing on all social media platforms at PG Love Sports as well as the 494 podcast. We love you, and I'll see you next game.
Peace.